Hi guys, welcome back to another video from the Aspiring Medics. My name is Yusuf.
My name is Leo.
And we're both Oxford medical students, and in this video we're going to be talking about why Oxbridge Medicine. So let's take a deep dive. If you guys are new here, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Alright, let's get into it.
How will you benefit academically in Oxbridge?
Yeah, Oxbridge focuses a lot on academics compared to other universities, which puts emphasis on your holistic experience to become a doctor. In fact, the whole syllabus is designed so that you have a full comprehension about medical sciences before you progress on to clinical years, where you'll be doing more work around the hospital, shadowing doctors and getting an insight about what being a doctor really is like.
Yeah, agreed. And also I'd say the facilities are a major aspect as well. The research facilities, Oxford of course is a massive research powerhouse, and in third year when you do an intercalated degree, you have the opportunity to actually work in and be part of these world-leading labs, and that's really, really cool. And that's also reflects in the practicals in first and second year that you do, where you can really understand and integrate your medical understanding of medical science and really understand not only how the body works, but also then how the body can go wrong in disease, and based on how it can go wrong, how we can then tailor different treatments to different diseases accordingly.
Absolutely. Oxbridge has a lot of systems in place to ensure that academic is the front and foremost important thing in your university life. So we have the tutorial system that allows you to have an academic discussion with some of the top researchers in their field, almost a weekly basis, multiple times a week. And these really helps you to gain a deep academic understanding about medical sciences, and also solve your burning questions if you have any, and discuss what's going on in the front line of research. Provides you with loads of opportunities to broaden your vision and develop a full understanding about medical science.
What is special about an Oxbridge education?
So, as I briefly mentioned earlier, tutorial system is a fundamental part of your education here in Oxford. It comes together with the lectures, but it's a more in-depth discussion about specific topics that are important in medical sciences. Tutorials are generally in small groups, instructed by a tutor, but in small groups of from 3 to 6 people. And in the tutorials, the tutor will assign a specific topic that each of you will take turns to discuss, but it's an open discussion about the topic. And any questions you have, you can ask the tutor. And usually you'll be assigned some take-home work beforehand or afterwards, depends on the topic.
Absolutely, tutorials are a fantastic opportunity to really learn from massive intellectual heavyweights in that area, and that could be a really cool opportunity either to consolidate an aspect that you might not quite have understood in a lecture, or it might be actually that you answered everything perfectly well, in which case it's a really good opportunity in which you can actually take a deep dive and have a look at more of the new exciting developments in that area. And of course, as being experts in their field, they'll be in a great position to be able to guide you through that.
Tutorials also helpful in terms of, especially in medicine, building your voice, gaining more confidence in the team working environment, and helping you to establish yourself in a team environment. These are also very important skills in medicine.
Absolutely.
What are colleges?
Colleges are both academic environments in which you're able to have your tutorials at. Your tutors will be from those colleges. In addition to that, especially for first and second year, that'll be usually the place where you're actually going to be sleeping and eating. So not only are they halls of residence, but they're also academic centres and academic hubs in their own right. Each college is going to have its own library, it's going to have its own hall, it's going to have its own junior common room, which you'll be part of as an undergraduate medic. And ultimately, it's a really great environment in which you're able to meet a huge variety of different people that don't only just study medicine. And I think this is a really key thing, is that they study a huge range of different subjects. Depending on your college, you might have 4 to 6 other fellow medics in your college. And actually that means that you've got a really great opportunity to be able to meet people from different subjects, and there's loads of different college sports and extracurriculars that happen. And the great thing about college sports and college societies is that they're very much pitched at anybody, they're quite casual, and it means no matter if you are on the sports team or not in sixth form, you'd be able to get involved in that. And I think that creates a really friendly environment for you, which can be really hard, especially potentially at other medical schools when you might feel like more of a number and it might be harder to make friends.
How does the teaching differ from other universities?
Yeah, so Oxbridge has a very distinct curricular compared to other universities. We have a traditional curricula, and we'll explain a bit more on that. So as I alluded to, the Oxbridge curriculum are divided into preclinical years and clinical years. In preclinical years, you'll be mostly focused on academic learning and very few placements. Mainly, it means that your life will center around lectures and tutorials. You have about 20 to 25 contact hours per week, and you'll learn a lot in lectures, write a lot of essays to really build a full knowledge bank on medical science. In Oxford, first year you have dedicated modules, 3 of them. On to second year's first 2 terms, you'll also have dedicated modules. From third term onwards, you can choose modules, and you will also be able to participate in some formal research. By the end of third year, you'll have the opportunity to present your project as an FHS project.
Yeah, absolutely. So to really clarify, in the first 3 years, they're really training you up to be a scientist. And I think a question that you guys may have is, is that going to be for me? Because I want to be a doctor, I don't want to be a scientist. But actually, it is about that medical research underpinning the science behind all our innovations really in medicine that occur. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out Tutors College YouTube channel. I so wished I had it when I was applying. And they've got some really great videos. In particular, we've just recorded a super curricular and extracurricular video featuring yours truly, so be sure to check it out. Going back to the question about clinical school, well, actually, it was a really great feeling, and I think from 4th year onwards you have this payoff. That's quite comparable to say first or second year for other medical schools, in which you're going to be thrown right into hospitals at the first week. But that's not going to be the case with Oxford or Cambridge University. For the first 3 years, that's all going to be pre-clinical. From the 4th year, you'll then be able to go to hospital placements. And what that means is that when you're then let loose on hospitals in 4th year, you've got this really great payoff in which you're able to then consolidate and integrate your understanding, so you can still think like a scientist even when you have a patient in front of you. And I think having that really solid grounding in terms of research and medical science really does enable you to have a really good diagnostic thinking as a doctor.
So culture is a big part of university life, isn't it? What do you think is unique about Oxbridge culture?
I think the fact that Oxford in itself is quite a small city can be quite nice, and especially with the college system can be quite intimate. And what that means is that actually you're able to make friends from a range of different subjects, and also everything's within walking distance, and Oxford in itself is quite green as well, and that makes it quite nice. I can't lie, when I was applying I didn't think too much of it. I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't matter. But actually, as you sort of progress, you sort of realise that matters more and more, and it's just quite nice to be able to go to these beautiful parks and really actually appreciate the history of Oxford and just the architecture of the buildings. Again, I would have never said this when I was applying, but actually start to appreciate it more and more, I'd say.
Absolutely. Oxford being a small city means that it has so much more nature, and it's beautiful in spring, summer, any time of the year really. But aside from that, Oxbridge also holds a lot of interesting traditional activities you can go to, including things like matriculation, May Day, which is a big celebration event, a lot more traditional activities that you can find nowhere else, other universities, like punting, right?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, and I think another big thing is formals as well, formal dinners, formal meals as well. They're sort of weird and wonderful, and you get to sort of appreciate it. It still is weird and wonderful even to this day as now a 5th year medical student, but you sort of just get to appreciate it. And I just love formals, being able to dress up, being able to have these formal meals. It's so nice to be able to experience in such a beautiful city. I'd also say that I know there's a feeling that Oxford can be quite nerdy. I think to a certain extent, no matter where you go to, university is what you make of it. And you're going to get a variety and diversity of a range of people. And the only thing that's common amongst Oxford students is the fact that we're all passionate about our subjects. But in terms of anything else, you'll be able to find people of, who could be a range of stuff. There are a range of different societies available that you can get involved with, music, sports, drama. And so you're going to meet a huge range of different personalities and people.
So really, take-home message is Oxbridge, there's so many opportunities. It's going to be a unique experience that you can find nowhere else, or you won't have experience in your previous life. And there's always going to be a spot for you.
Okay, so we've just finished looking at why Oxbridge. We're now going to move on to the academic requirements of Oxbridge. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out the medicine selection criteria for Oxford, and it's really useful because it effectively gives you all the selection criteria that they're looking for, and that can be a really good way of actually first understanding the intellectual curiosity and the commitment to medicine that they're looking for.
Absolutely, and these are the sort of vague requirements that you normally, it's more difficult to find information on, so be sure to check that out. But in terms of more definitive things you have to achieve, you will want to have good predicted grades in line with what Oxbridge needs. So have a look on their website. website, it's usually A star AA to A star A star A. One of them has to be chemistry. So make sure you work hard on your A levels, and also entry exams, you want to really done well in that. So prepare for all these exams.
Yeah, absolutely. With regards to extracurriculars, extra reading and work experience, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our medicine online work experience. It's completely free and it's a fantastic course with over 15 plus specialties. We've got literally leading doctors on it, we've got video tutorials, and in addition to that, we've got reflection guidelines. If that wasn't enough, we've also got AI powered flashcards that you can also check out to help you consolidate your learning and to ultimately ensure that you're able to make an informed decision about medicine. So be sure to check it out. Alright, another thing that's really important to include is weekly volunteering that you're able to do. And for us, the gold standard is always 6 months of volunteering. For example, at a care home, an optician's, a pharmacy, it could be a helpline. And that's a really great opportunity to demonstrate your commitment into medicine and also develop your communication skills so that you're able to, 1, talk about it in your personal statement, and 2, also discuss it in medical school interviews as well.
Just to emphasize that work experience is not an essential requirement for Oxbridge application, but it's very helpful in terms of developing your skills and values to in line with NHS core values, and also translate your work experience, reflect on them, and translate them into academic interests.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that can be anything. You can do an EPQ and that can be useful. However, just to clarify, that's not the only way in which you can show your extra reading. You could be part of a science club, science journal, you could do an essay competition, you could be reading podcasts, YouTube videos, you've got books as well that you can do. You can check out loads on the Aspirations website on the extra reading section. We've got loads of free resources to help you out on this. So the key thing with this is to really reflect upon it. And the example that I always give is to think about not only, it's not a checklist, it's not a case of ding, 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 have you done it, yes or no. What it is a case of doing is, giving an example of, for example, at a care home, did you see a very interesting case of vascular dementia, for example? And from that, did you then research that? Did you then have a look at some scientific articles about the pathophysiology, i.e. how the disease is able to progress and why it causes those symptoms that you saw at that care home? Were you then able to do further reading on new novel techniques that can be used in order to treat that disease? And so by doing so, you're able to connect those dots and you're able to draw a line and create a shape, and that paints a very compelling picture and shows that not only are you able to do stuff, but you're also able to reflect upon it and that you have that motivation to do further reading on it.
Just to plug in another resource to learn all these material ideas, Oxford on its own medical science division website has an introductory reading list that encapsulates everything from a doctor's experience to medical science to broader science. So make sure you check that out and pick books that you're interested in reading.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only thing to add to that is that the list is not exhaustive and it's not something that you only have to read those. And also, you don't need to read every single book on there. I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
Choose what you find interesting and everything else will come.
Absolutely.
Alright guys, thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. We hope you found it useful. If you have, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And also check out our previous playlist all about applying to Oxbridge. Link is in the description below. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.
Bye.